Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Punching Up with Sean Conroy, Episode 1. My name is Sean Conroy. I am the host of Punching Up with Sean Conroy. I'm going to say that as many times as I possibly can. A little about me. I have been a television writer for about 20 years. I started as a staff writer on a show called Love, Inc. for the UPN network. Love, Inc. starred Busy Phillips and Holly Robinson Peete and was canceled after one season, as was the UPN network canceled at the end of that season. Correlation is not causation. I ended up ultimately running the writer's room on a couple of shows. I was a co-EP and an executive producer on shows Mr. Pickles on Adult Swim and on Gentlemen Lobsters on CISO, another network that was canceled. I've also been a comedian of one sort or another for over 35 years. I've done improv, I've done sketch, I've done stand-up, I've done a one-person show, and so I have over 2,000 years of experience in a variety of comedy disciplines. So this show, we're going to talk about comedy, and we're mostly going to talk about writing and the writing process involved in writing comedy. And we're going to talk about Hollywood a little bit. I live in Hollywood. I work in Hollywood. We're going to talk about writing comedy in Hollywood. We'll talk a lot about TV pilots, which is sort of an obsession of mine and has been for a while now. More generally, we'll talk about TV shows, what works, what doesn't work, what has worked, how shows have been good and gotten on the air and kept going. How shows have been bad and not gotten on the air. How shows have been bad and gotten on the air and kept going anyway. So I think there's a lot to do about that. We'll talk about the writing process, what it is like to be a writer, how it works for television, how it works for comedy in general, and how it works for Victorian Bildungsroman. We'll talk about writing stand-up, writing sketch, doing improv, all of which are forms of writing in which there are similarities and there are differences. And yes, I think improv is writing. It's literally writing on stage in front of an audience, so you have an instant deadline and an instant editor. We will talk to people, writers, about their successes, about their failures, about what goes on behind the scenes when you're working on a TV show or a movie or a sketch show. What's that like? We'll talk about how they keep their shit together while they're navigating this rocky and uncertain path of being a writer. I also hope to break down episodes of television, pilots or regular episodes, talk about great shows we love, maybe not say that much about shows we thought completely sucked, because you never know if the people who made the show that sucked will hit it out of the park next time and become the most powerful people in Hollywood. And if you talk shit about them, they will destroy you. So now I have said shit twice on this show. And I do that on the first episode because I want to make it clear that this podcast is about me sounding more presidential. So anyway, this show is for writers, aspiring writers, which I think is the same thing, by the way. I've been a writer, a TV writer for 20 years. I feel like I am still an aspiring writer because I'm always trying to write the next thing, trying to figure everything out. Also, just for fans of television, fans of comedy, fans of good writing, just fans in general, fans, oscillating fans, ceiling fans. So please like and subscribe if this sounds like something that would be appealing to you. And I think it probably does if you're listening right now. So that's our intro episode, and it's done. So I just want to say thanks to my producers, Dean Sharp and Augustine Islas. And we will see you soon on episode 2. Thanks, everybody.